Human cultures and civilizations have been profoundly shaped by the geography and climate of the regions in which they originated. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam were all born on the margins of the great deserts of Southwest Asia in the Middle East. The heat and dryness of the region determined lifestyles and occupations, structured demographics, and influenced language in its focus and imagery. The stony desert of Sinai, the barren desolation of the Negev, and the hilly, rocky Judean wilderness all play a part in the stories of Judaism and Christianity. Metaphors of shepherds, barrenness, unfailing streams, and living waters abound in both Jewish and Christian scriptures, and are the product of the lifestyle of the desert and the near desert. The huge hot sand deserts of Arabia, the Nafud in the north, and the Rub al-Khali, or empty quarter, in the south, shaped Arabian culture and thereby early Islam. Nomadic people in tents and camel caravans crossed the deserts and traded at the cities and villages built around assured sources of water. The Quran describes heaven in terms that would have mesmerized the nomadic people of the desert.
The early Muslims prayed you can pray right on the desert sand. And we have to cleanse ourselves before we pray. And of course in our society we cleanse with water. But in the desert, you take the sand and you cleanse with that. So you can pray right on that sand. Right on God's earth you can pray. And I think it's very important because there's a bonding between you and God through your contact with the earth. It's hard to explain. It's very different from praying on a carpet or sitting in a pew in a church somewhere. You know, it's that getting down to the earth from where you've come. I think is the whole essence of faith. I just feel that it gives you the strength you really need. It does what it's supposed to do.
I think having lived in Israel too, I began to understand history of salvation and salvation of geography. And in the sense there is a theology of geography. Because when you go to the land, the biblical lands, to the Holy Land, you begin to see themes that come out. For example, the desert. The three major world religions came through the desert. The Exodus experience for the Jewish people. Jesus spent 40 days in the desert before he began his public ministry. And Muhammad, the leader of Islam, also came through the desert experience. And so I think the geography teaches you themes that are very, very profound. Mountains were always places of revelation, whether it was the revelation of Sinai, when Moses goes up to Sinai, or the revelation when Jesus teaches the Beatitudes, the Sermon on the Mount.
Historically and metaphorically, all three monotheistic religions are peoples of the desert. It was the desert and the rigorous discipline it imposed that shaped the cultures which gave birth to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. In the silence and the desolation of an austere land, these people heard the beckoning call of God, a call which summoned them, purified them, invited them to accept a relationship, and in doing so, transformed their lives. The desert was the crucible which forged the three monotheistic faiths.